What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. So we got to talk strength today. You are literally stronger on every single exercise that you're doing if you want to be, if you do what I'm going to show you here today. And that is, this is an appropriate shirt. It's physics, bitch. We got to put physics into what we do, and leverage is part of physics. And we're going to show you that if you ever want to be strong and realize your true strength, and when you're trying to train for strength, you need to utilize leverage. It's not a cheat. It's actually doing what your body's trying to do to be as strong as possible. So the easiest example here, I'm going to take you through a bunch of them, is the lat pull down. If I'm pulling down, I got to figure out a way to create force up. We do that with our knees. And then don't just hook your feet under here, drive your knees up into the pad. So when I drive up, I can pull down. Here, drive up, I can pull down. You'll notice a huge increase in how much you can lift on this exercise by not just passively sitting here, but actively pushing against it. Next thing, a bench press. If I grab some weights here and I go to press, we talked about this before. I have to drive the weight away from me, that way, then I have to be able to drive my body this way into the bench. So I drive my shoulder blades back and down together, squeeze and actively push into the bench. And also we talked about using your feet to actively drive your body back into the bench. Okay, whether it be flat bench or incline. But you push, you're actively trying to drive your body into the bench so that you can push away with more force because of the leverage. Third example, a curl, a spider curl. I'm going to show you a harder version of the curl later on. Again, we're here, hanging our arms off the bench. It looks like we don't have much leverage here. It says dead hang curl for our biceps. You got plenty of leverage. If you're curling up, you want to be able to force down. I could do that by driving my chest into the bench. So don't just hang out here, but push into the bench as I curl up. And we now have that counterforce and leverage we need to be able to lift more weight and realize the strength that we have. Next, deadlifts. If you do a deadlift, don't just lift the bar. So many people get here, they focus on everything that they need to do here, and they're lifting, you're kind of focusing on that lifting portion of it. But you're ignoring the fact that you can generate a lot of force into the ground. Think of this as a leg press done standing. If I was laying on my back and pushing into the leg press platform, I'm doing the same thing here. I get in position here, and I'm pushing and driving into the floor down to lift up. Okay? Push down to lift up. I can deadlift a lot of weight for my size, and I think that the reason why is because I know how to generate that opposite tension and force when I do the exercise. It really helps me a lot to do that. Pull-ups. Wait, Jeff, there's nowhere for you to, you're floating in air. How are you going to generate opposite force? Well, where am I going? I'm going up. The direction is up. So obviously, I can generate more tension downward by squeezing the bar. Okay? You can either squeeze it. This is, again, I wouldn't advocate this on regular pull-ups where I'm trying to rep out. I like to use a false grip there where I just hook my hands. But if I'm doing weighted pull-ups for strength and I have 90 pounds underneath me, I'd be grabbing on as hard as I can and pulling down as I am trying to pull up and lift the weight up. Two final examples here. I'm trying to give you a lot of different ways so you can start seeing there is not an exercise that you can't create more leverage on to help you to increase your strength and realize your true strength. Maybe you're doing a horizontal row. These are the more challenging ones. If I do this, you realize if I'm trying to lift any kind of weight at all, I'm getting pulled forward. I have no leverage here to generate real strength. So what does the intuitive person do? They do this. They put their foot forward. Like, well, how does that work? Because I'm literally driving into the ground. I'm pushing forward into the ground that way so that I can lift this way. So you're creating it not necessarily from the chest here, the upper body, but I'm still generating this counter force. So I'm driving forward to be able to pull back. And I can lift a lot more weight by doing that. And finally, just to show you that it's not always the muscles down here or the muscles up here, but it also could be your core. If I'm doing a regular barbell curl or dumbbell curl, the direction of the weights, they're coming up and backwards. Okay, so for me to be able to generate my ability to curl as much weight as possible, then I need to be able to prevent this backward motion. And to prevent backward motion and create this equal and opposite force this way, I engage the abs. Down. Right? If it's pushing me back, I need to be that way. So if you want to start curling more weight, contract the abs hard. Here, and down. Contract, and down. Okay, so lots of different options for you. The fact of the matter is you are a hell of a lot stronger than you maybe think you are. And it takes just 2 seconds to implement what you need to do to get this right on every single exercise. As you see, from exercise to exercise, it varies, but every single exercise has a technique that you can implement that allows you to do it just like that and get stronger and carry that through from workout to workout and watch your strength gains soar. If you're looking for a program, guys, that puts the science back in strength and shows you how to do these things step by step so that you're getting the most out of every workout, head to ATHLEAN-X.com and get our training program. In the meantime, if you found the video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what you want to see here in a future video, and I'll do my best to do that for you in the days and weeks ahead. All right, guys, see you soon.